Hey, everybody, it's Dave Ramsey here. I'm a country redneck bumpkin. Yeah, you want some dip? I'm older than you, boy. Big hat, no cattle. Dave Ramsey. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. We got a very important topic to discuss. Somebody requested that I do a personal video yesterday via Super Chat about whole life insurance. Now, this insurance has a special place in my heart because I used to be a financial advisor. Would you like a policy, a financial advisor? A policy to protect your family, bro. I used to be a financial advisor. And financial advisors are some of the most rip-off, disgusting scum I have ever seen in my entire life. And if you're a financial advisor, I'm looking at you. You should probably reconsider your life choices. I know accounting's hard, but guess what? At least you won't be scamming people. Anyway, we got to talk about whole life insurance because even Dave Ramsey, who's a massive clown, oh, just buy a high expense ratio on mutual funds and outperform the market because I get a kickback when I refer people to financial advisors. And oh yeah, but I'm religious, so I'm better than you. Even Dave Ramsey actually agrees with me on that. And I guess that means something because people just love Dave Ramsey. Oh my God, Dave Ramsey. But he's 100% right on whole life insurance. So let's dive into it. What is whole life insurance and what does it do? And how does it compare to term life insurance? And remember, I used to be I'm not licensed anymore. I used to be licensed in this freaking hot trash. So I know exactly what I'm talking about. You will trust me. So why would you get what's called a whole or permanent life insurance policy? Well, most likely you get it because you're scummy, suit-wearing, slick-back hair, disgusting scammer financial advisor. Be like, hey, I got a policy for you. Hey, you can protect your family. But really, it's life insurance. Now, we all know what life insurance is, right? Well, some people maybe don't. If you have a family that you need to protect because you're the primary breadwinner, you know, you got to pay for your house. Let's say you disappeared tomorrow. Everybody should have life insurance, by the way. Let's say you disappeared tomorrow. You got a mortgage payment. You got a car payment. You got to send your kids to college. You got to maintain your family's lifestyle, or at least a minimum level of lifestyle. And if you go away, if you go poofy poof, your income needs to be replaced. That's where life insurance comes in. And this is not an ad for life insurance. I wish I was sponsored by a term life insurance company, but whatever. Anyway, you need life insurance to protect you. There's two main types of life insurance. And there's like blends of them. There's universal and all this crap. But there's two main life insurance. There's whole life, which if you pay the premium, the cost of the life insurance, if you pay that your whole life, you will receive the death benefit. Let's say you get a whole life policy that will pay you $500,000 on the date of your death or after you die to your family, beneficiaries, whatever. Whole life insurance, as long as you pay the premium, which you'll pay for your whole life, there's some ways you can stop that. But as long as you pay that for your whole life, when you die, your family will get $500,000. There is no expiration date as long as you pay the premium, right? That's whole life insurance. You pay a steady level premium, and when you die, your family, no matter what, gets that. So you can guarantee your family gets $500,000, for example, if you get a $500,000, or if you get $1 million policy, you can guarantee your family gets $1 million policy. Okay. That's the very basis. We'll talk about whole life a little bit more. Then there's term life. Term life only covers you for a term, a period of time. Let's say you want $500,000 of protection, right? You want to have enough insurance until your kids get out of the house. Well, guess what? You're going to pay a level premium, and you're going to pay that premium for however long the policy is. And when the policy expires, if you die the day after the policy ends, you don't get any of the money. It covers you for a specific period. Now, people are like, oh, God, make sure I didn't screw this up. People are asking me like, hey, strongman, like, wouldn't you want a policy that covers you your whole life? Wouldn't you want that? Because you can guarantee that your family gets a certain amount of money. Well, yeah, you could do that, but it's going to cost you a lot amount of money. First, let's look at a comparison here that old Dave Ramsack was actually nice enough to give to us. He is comparing the premiums of a whole life policy, which he bad, whole life bad,
and a term life policy, good. Notice the difference in premium. So both of these policies give you the same coverage. The whole life policy, you pay $260 a month forever until you die, and your family will get $250,000. We could pay it till you're 95, whatever. Your family gets $250,000. Term, you only pay $13 a month. That's like 20 times cheaper, right? But if you die outside of 20 years, your family gets nothing. So eventually, you get nothing. It only protects you for a certain period of time. Now, it's like, okay, so you're sitting there and you're like, well, that sounds like a good deal, right? Well, what is most of the whole life money? Where is it going to? Well, in the beginning, what happens is this premium gets split up between two things. It gets split up between the cost of insurance, and the rest goes into a cash value account. So this $260 every month gets split into two different buckets. And what it's doing is that cash value bucket over time is going to grow in value inside of your policy. And the cost of insurance amount will not have to be a huge percentage of your premiums going into the future, because what it's doing is, as the older you get, the more likely you are to die. So the higher your cost of insurance. So the cash value that you've been building up offsets a big part of that death benefit. And a good way to explain it is, you can see when you're paying, this is you paying your premiums, right? So this is your age and this is your death benefit. So your cash value when you first start paying is basically zero. Basically, for the first 3 years, you don't even get cash value because it's going to commissions. You're getting screwed. But you eventually start building this cash account in there. And the cash account, you can see, goes up and up and up and up and up. And the amount of insurance you have is going down. So you're almost like self-insuring yourself with this cash value amount. Because if you think about it, the older you get, the more expensive the policy, the more expensive your premium would be. So the amount of insurance that portion of your whole life premium is paying is going down and down and down as it gets older. But basically, if you don't even understand what that means, you have a cash value part of your whole life insurance. So when you go back and look at it, you actually have cash that you can pull out of that whole life policy. You can borrow against it. You can just cash it out entirely, or you can do what's called, I think it's called paid up, where you just say, this is how much cash value. I want to convert it into a permanent policy that I never have to sell. That's basically done. And you get a reduced paid up policy, basically. But you have that cash in there. And that's appealing to people because they're like, well, if I buy whole life, I have this amazing cash thing. I have a cash value. I can take the cash out in retirement or whatever I want to do with it. And in term, you don't get a cash value. But that's where they grift you. These scummy, nasty, slick-suited, wart-encrusted financial advisors with their slick, greasy hands. Oh, they're just gross. The money that you could have been, that you are putting into your whole life, could instead have been invested in, I don't know, VT, the S&P 500, whatever you want to invest in. And you know what I would rather do personally? I would rather own every stock in the world, put my money in that, than put my money in a policy with a life insurance company where they charge me high fees, they take massive commissions, and the cash value is basically trash. It's a freaking scam, okay? Now, the thing is, you don't need life insurance your whole life. If you buy term for when you're working, when you have kids, a mortgage, by the time you hit 60, your kids should be out of the house, your house should be paid off, you should have everything you need to support your spouse if you were to perish, okay? You don't need whole life insurance. The only people that really need this are massive irresponsible clowns that have there's no other way for them to save money than to buy a whole life policy. Like, there's so many better ways. Every company in the world, S&P 500, or a whole life cash value account that gives me 1 or 2% guaranteed per year. I wonder which one. So here's what Dave Ramsey does. So basically, he's showing you the premium that you pay on the term. And the amount that you could be investing in the stock market, S&P 500. After 20 years, your investment value in the stock market, whatever rate of return, I mean, these are probably a little overstated because he puts stupid rates of returns in here, but you're going to have way more money invested in your IRA, your 401k, than you will in your cash value account. So after 20 years of paying premiums, $260 a month, you're going to have $72,225 in your cash value account. And if you think about that, let's do 260 times 12 times 20. So you've paid $62,400 and you have $72,225 of cash value. After 20 years, that is not a great return, okay? But you get it when you die, right? Yeah, when you're 85 and your spouse dies the next year. Okay, yeah, you'll get your money, okay? And, oops, let me shrink this. After 40 years, look at the difference there. Look at the scam. Look at the scam difference. If you just invest in the S&P 500 or VT or something, you could have multiple millions of dollars invested compared to $179,000 in your cash value. You mean to tell me you'd rather have your stupid little whole life policy that has $179,000 of cash value versus a massive $2 million, even if it's $1.5 million portfolio in the S&P 500 or VT? You'd really rather have the whole life policy. This is called self-insurance, okay? Because let's say you reach 60 and you have $2 million saved and then you plop dead. You don't have any insurance. Your spouse is probably going to be okay with $2 million unless she's stupid or whatever. He's stupid, whatever, okay? You are self-insured at that point. You don't need to pay $260 a month for your entire life to get something that your family gets when you die. Now, think about this, okay? Think about inflation. I really want you to consider this. 250 grand seems like a lot, right? Like, I'm 33. I get a $250,000 whole life policy. And I'll die, I don't know what, 85, whatever, I don't know. But it's probably a long time in the future. That $250,000 in the future ain't going to be worth that much, okay? The present value of 250 grand, all that in the future, is going to be massively, it's going to be nothing. And the whole time you have this massive opportunity cost that you could have been investing into a broadly diversified index. But I'm a financial advisor. Do you not care about your family? I was trained to sell this garbage. I felt like the biggest scumbag selling this because I knew it was a scam. It was a sickening, disgusting grift scam. That's what this is. It's a massive scam. You want to know how bad it is? Here's how much your scummy, disgusting, slick-suited financial advisor makes. Whole life premiums generally have the highest commissions, usually more than 100% of the first-year premium. So if your scummy, disgusting, pimple-faced financial advisor sells you a policy with a first-year premium of $3,600, it's likely the insurance company will pay at least that much for a first-year commission. When I was selling this garbage, for the first 3 years, you didn't even build up cash value. You didn't even build up cash value. You didn't have anything. You just, after 3 years, you started finally accruing cash value because all that money went to premiums or to commissions for you, for your agent, the scumbag financial advisor, and their disgusting, scummy company that's also getting a cut of the commissions, and your boss who also gets a cut. Basically, everybody gets a freaking commission, okay? And you're there paying the freaking premium every single month. It is disgusting, okay? I was trained, like this is what we were trained to sell because it makes you money and it makes the company money. I sold a term life policy one time. They were like, why are you selling a term life policy? What are you doing? You need to start selling more whole life there, Mr. Christopher, because that's what makes us all the money. It's such a scam, okay? Whole life is, look, these scumbags will do whatever they have to do, and they'll show you big numbers, okay? They'll show you these big, amazing numbers. You can always make better returns buying a low-cost index over your lifetime, okay? Whatever they have in these policies, they're going to be charging you fees, especially if they have, like, guaranteed stuff in there. That's going to come with fees. The agent has to get paid. The company has to get paid. The guarantees are going to cost you money. These things are going to be rife with fees. And if you had instead invested the difference into a total market index, you probably will outperform. I'm just saying, okay? Because the insurance company definitely wants to win this. You think the insurance company wants to give you $250,000? No, of course they don't. But they're going to have to do it. And guess what? You think the insurance company is just going to lose money on this? No, they're making a killing. They're making a killing off of this. It's a scam. You just need term. Okay, that's it. Now, if you have a whole life policy right now, don't just cancel it. Okay, you got to have something else in place. You got to work with somebody to help you do this. But if you have one of these policies, don't just drop it. Oh my God, and then don't leave your family uninsured. You got to make sure that you have a replacement lined up before you do anything drastic like that. But you got to understand what they're doing here. They're deceiving you. They're scum. They're nasty snakes. And even Dave Ramsey, who is just like a massive grifter, even he doesn't like whole life insurance. And if Dave Ramsey won't even touch whole life insurance, it's probably pretty freaking bad, okay? Let's see. And if you want a paid video, you can 100% send me money. Silver, did you get paid to make this video? I did. Your 3-month emergency fund should be cash only. 100% agree. 100%. Or something very liquid like a money market or something like that. That's just cash. Cash is the way to go. Strongman, are you worried about debt ceiling? Yeah, I'm terrified. Let's see. Is NVIDIA a bubble? Probably. I'm up 250% on NVIDIA. Holy crap. Over under on Social Security going bust after 2035. Just assume that's not. No, it'll exist. Social Security will be there. 100%. It just may not be as big of a payment as you think. But yeah, it'll be there. I don't think it's going to go bust. All they have to do is raise taxes. So if someone's responsible with their money, there's never a time where whole life makes sense. I don't think so. No. I don't think so at all. There's always a better way than paying massive commissions and getting crappy interest payments inside of a policy that doesn't even start building cash value for 3 years. You're enriching the agent. They're snakes. They are snakes. Life insurance is a scam. Don't sign up for any of it. They're just gutting you with premiums for profit. Well, I would disagree with that. I think term life can be worth it if you have a family. Life insurance, people pay for pet insurance. Guaranteed. Strong men, my dog man. All right, guys, that's it. Whole life is disgusting. Okay, like I am anti-whole. When I sold that stuff, it made me feel like the biggest scumbag. I only lasted 2 months as a financial advisor. I met all my sales goals. I wasn't fired. I quit because I couldn't do it. I felt so nasty doing what I was doing. I agree. Other people say there's still a very, very small percent of the time where it does. I never get what they're full of crap. Okay. They're basically trying to say, well, you're a special case. You should buy. If you're an average person, you don't need it. I'm telling you, you don't need it. Maybe some like super rich douchebag. Maybe there's some like weird way, but like, I don't see it. I don't see how paying massive commissions does anything. Hey, Dex, Palantir to the moon. What if I don't care about anyone when I die? Well, I mean, if you have nobody dependent on you, okay, maybe you don't need a term life policy. But if you have kids or a wife that's dependent on you, okay, you probably should have it. Commission is what oh, yeah, they are. Oh, man. We were trained. We memorized sales pitches. I literally memorized like 20 pages of sales pitch to convince people to buy whole life insurance and to buy loaded mutual funds, which is a whole nother can of worms. It's another scam, okay? And it's just so manipulative because you have to like use manipulation to convince people. Because most people don't want to buy that garbage. They don't want to spend $500 a month on insurance. But you got to convince, oh, don't you want cash value? Don't you care about your family? Don't you want to have your family taken care of? Do you care about your family, right? Huh? It's so gross. I'll be dead, though. Not my problem. I mean, if that's your choice, I'm not trying to sell you life insurance, man. I'm just saying. You do whatever you want. But I'm saying if you have a family, you probably should get it. Lefebvre says Baba's easy money. Are you selling now? Oh, God. Did he really? Maybe I'll have to reconsider my investment. All right, guys. This is a paid video. And I actually enjoyed that topic. If you want a paid video, you send me money and I'll make you a video. Talk to you later. Cheers.